Hi, folks. Welcome to Quest for Glory 2. Let's roleplay. As you can see me, and yeah, I'm gonna try this with a camera on, and we'll see how that works. I have the webcam positioned on the center of my monitor. I don't have two monitors, so I'm not able to like look back and forth. But I think it's fine because there's not going to be any chat or anything like that. Let me start my timer. Okay, so I had a bit of trouble getting this going actually because I'm playing the VGA version of Quest for Glory 2, and this was a fan-made game by AGD Interactive. So let's watch their little intro first. It's quite something actually. They did this for each game that they've done. They've done a King's Quest 1 remake, they've done a King's Quest 2 remake, which is really good actually. Possibly one of my more favorite King's Quest games now, and then King's Quest 3, which they didn't change too much. Sorry, I just turn this down slightly. Now, if you hate this, if you hate seeing me, fair enough, just let me know. But I think it might actually make things a little bit more interesting. I'm also going to play around with where I actually have myself positioned on the screen too, because I know it's tricky actually with these old games. So we have a hero from last game, but let's watch the introduction anyway. It's kind of similar to the... Actually, this is I think, shot for shot, just remake of the EGA version. Just a genie. Is that who this is? It's a genie instead of a dragon. Oh man. Out of all the Quest for Glories, I know this one the least. So it's going to be an interesting experience for me because yeah, I don't know this one as well. So this is Abdullah and Shima and Shamin from the first game. We stayed at their hotel, or inn, sorry, it wasn't a hotel. And that's how we made friends with them. So I think Conrad, after returning the carpet and the riches to Abdullah, this isn't actually explained very well at the end of the first game. From what we just saw, they just fly off on a carpet. But actually what has happened is they've promised to take us to Shapeir if we get his treasure back. So that's what actually happened. There's Conrad. Was that the Enterprise? They've actually they've retained all of the original Easter eggs from the original game, and they've just updated it to VGA. I remember this used to take so long when I was a kid, but it's not actually that long as an adult. You no gonna regret this, boss. Guaranteed the best in town, or you no get your money back. Is this offensive? I don't know what this is. How's about a nice... What is that up there? I don't know if I should be talking like that, actually. Okay. No, that costume just will not do. Alright. Now you look like a hero, Shapeir style. Wow. Truly dashing. Okay, I put my save in here, so I should just be able to import my character from Quest for Glory 1. Let's see if this works. Glory 1, save. Your character has been imported as a fighter. If you do not feel this is the correct profession, please indicate your preference below. So I guess we could change right now, but we're not going to. Your character was successfully imported as a fighter. Welcome to Trial by Fire, Conrad. Alright, so I did read the manual for this. I just skimmed it to figure out what stats were actually more important for this game. And I think what we need to do is, I didn't expect to actually have any points to put in for him at all. But we have 25 points. We neglected our parry and our dodge, so I think we need to kind of split these accordingly. 10 more points. Parry. Yeah. Somehow I think dodge might be easier to practice than parry. I don't know if that's true. Weapon use actually seems okay, and these also have gone up quite nicely. I don't know if we're going to need throwing. Like I said, I just don't really remember this game, and I've actually never completed the VGA version, so here we go. Quest for Glory 2 offers multiple conversation and alleyway systems to the player. Please select your preferences before starting. So in the original, the EGA version, there was just a parser, and then the one we just did was the point and click. We could do a combo where I type in things that we ask about. That could be fun. That could be kind of fun, right? Asking about stuff. Or do I just want to go with the point and click? Because this is probably going to reduce the things I can ask about. I think we're actually just going to go with... Let's try the combo, because it's really the only... Yeah, the best of both text parser and point and click. Let's do the combo, because there's no other game in this series that actually is going to have the parser. And then the alleyway layout, there's a map. This game is infamous for having a very maze-like city structure. So if we pick classic, it's going to retain that, and I don't really know what simplified is. I'm gonna go with classic. I might regret this, but I'm gonna try it because I have played this before, so I feel like I will remember how to navigate the streets. Famous last words. Is it not amazing how quickly we have set up this inn? The Kata's Tale is already the center of Shapeir's entertainment. Where else can you watch Shima dance? You know you will always have a place to stay and find food to eat in Shapeir. Shamin, Shima, and I cannot thank you enough for helping us recover our stolen treasure. It is good to be back home, even though I have had troubling news. My old friend, Arus al-Din, the Emir of Razir, is missing. He was a good man, but not as wise as I. Ah, but you have not even seen our beautiful Shapeir, and already I speak of problems. You need to go out, explore, and discover why this is indeed a land of enchantment. So, like I was saying, you're probably not going to be able to see when I move my cursor down over here. Uh, we'll see if that becomes a problem. I think I've seen some people on YouTube for these old games. They actually will shove everything over because of the resolution, and then there's just this column where the camera goes. I don't know if that's any better because then you just have a strip of the screen that's not in use. And I'm not streaming this, so normally I think you would put like a chat window there. Let's see. Let's see if this is a necessary evil. I don't know if it's good. Uh, all right. Well, beginning of the game. Beginning of the game is always very slow, right? Get back to your feet first here. Oh, I can't even like use that unless I stand up. Well, I'm gonna look around first. You were pleased at the delicious smells and delightful ambiance of the newly remodeled Kata's Tail Inn. You give it 3.5 stars. Wow, that's actually quite low. It is one of several low round tables. It's your friend Abdullah Du, whom you met at the inn in Spielberg after he was robbed by the brigands. In return for recovering his treasure and his carpet, he brought you with him to Shapeir. And Conrad just immediately said yes, he didn't even want to hang around enjoying his exploits, or maybe they just skipped over that. We just didn't see him partying. Would he do that? Would he have done that, or would he have reveled in his glory? I don't know. You suspect he has gained quite a few pounds since his return. Okay. This is the table you usually eat your meals at. There is a green pillow on the floor near it, inviting you to sit and relax. We have a regular table. Yeah, he's just chomping on chicken legs or something. These pillows are quite a difference from the wooden chairs Shamin and Shima used to have at their inn in Spielberg. It is your good friend Shamin, and there's a gold urn over here under my face. It is a large brass bottle. What a genie it could hold. Don't think I can do anything with that, though. It is an oil lamp, batteries not included, or even necessary. This pillow is reserved for the musician who performs at the inn during the evening hours. It is an oil lamp. When lit, it produces a cozy atmosphere. All right. An exotic Arabic curtain is draped across the back wall of the dining area. All right. Cool. Let's talk to him first. So let's see if this works. It does. So if I click the speech icon on Conrad, then I get like pleasantries. This is something they added in Quest for Glory 3. Um, and then I also have a text parser where I can type whatever I want. So I'll greet him first. Good day, my fine friend. I trust you are finding your stay in Shapeir interesting. There is always so much to see and do here. Enough already. Yeah, I'm having a great time so far. Oh, daily news I can ask about. Interesting. Let's ask about Spielberg first. Let's just tie up loose ends. If you had not returned our stolen carpet and treasures, I would still be sitting there, wasting away to a mere shadow of myself. There is no greater treasure than friendship. If I had not fought off so many in the battle in Spielberg Pass, perhaps you would not have made it through the brigand lair, my friend. What? The battle in Spielberg Pass. So maybe they didn't show a scene where we drove the brigands out. That probably did happen, actually. We only rescued Elsa, but we didn't actually see the brigands get driven from the land. Carpet. I have given the carpet to the Sultan, and in return he has made me wealthy beyond even my dreams. And then maybe he just invested in this inn for the Kata. Okay, so tell us about yourself. I am Abdullah Du. It is an old family name. And about this city that we're in. The land of Shapeir may be plagued with elementals and jinns, but this city will ever stand as long as there are heroes such as yourself. Okay. A place to relax, to talk to friends, to eat and drink, to watch entertainment. What better place to be? And how's the food? Since you seem to be cramming so much of it into your face. Shima's cooking is fantastic and her tea is heavenly. Truly, the kata are friends beyond measure. Kata. The kata make great neighbors and friends, and Shamin and Shima are the finest of katas. Like a cat, Shamin lands upon his paws wherever he goes. This inn is the oasis of culture for Shapeir. And Shima. Ah, the enchanting Shima. Her dance must be seen to be savored. All right. Did he even mention the bazaar? I don't think he did, but let's ask about Jinn. Jinn are magical beings, huge, monstrous creatures of power capable of tearing a man limb from limb, although I have never personally experienced this. I guess we can ask about the bazaar. Why, the very plazas of our city are a thriving marketplace. So there is no one bazaar. The whole city is one, I suppose. That's what that means. So we're in the desert now. The desert is full of perils for the unwary, and only brave men or fools dare go there. I used to travel through the desert often. Are there monsters in the desert? I have fought many monsters in my travels through the desert. Well, like what? Thank you for that. And we heard about some problems in Razir. I think it was the emirs, or what was it? The Sultan? I already forgot, but the Sultan of Shapeir, the emir's relative of some kind, rules Razir. And let's ask about that. Razir and Shapeir were sister cities separated by the sands of the desert. Now it is said that the fountain of Razir runs no more, and that the city's soul has shriveled like a grape in the sun. And what about the emir there? Arus al-Din. Arus was the kindest of men, quick to hug you and call you brother. I must admit that he was not very brave. Okay. Oops. He was a generous and friendly man, and Razir was a place worth living. Now Arus is lost, his brother sits on his throne, and Razir stagnates. Okay. I think that's all we need. I can't think of anything else to ask about right away. Maybe we can still ask about stuff. Yeah, so you can use this. That's kind of cool, actually. When it comes to money, I am the person to ask. You will need to find the money changer to trade over your coins before you can buy anything here. That is good to know. Where can we find her? She is a very beautiful woman and very attracted to me, I can tell. That's not what we asked, Abdullah. You will find her at the end of Dinar Tariq, a street to the, um, I think to the west of here. Okay, so yeah, the reason I asked about that is because I assumed we had just Spielberg Gold, right? And we're in a different country now, so it made sense to Conrad to actually ask about that if we needed to exchange our money. Dinar Tariq. I regret that I cannot tell you what you wish to know. Okay, well, you were pretty helpful so far. Is there anything else I want to ask him? Desert travel? Like, eventually we might need to get to Rizir? It grieves me very much, but I do not know what to say. Okay. Um, I think we're good. Let's say goodbye to him. Enjoy the sights of Shapeir, hero. And that is it. And now we begin. We should be able to use this uh, menu now. Experience 5,000 force, so 5,000 just from completing the first game. Um, cool. Yeah, that's all there really is to say about that. Let's talk to Shamin. We are most honored by your presence at our inn, hero of Spielberg. One thing that Conrad is absolutely delighted by is that I don't think he has to pay here, so he's not going to have to earn money just to sleep in the inn. Your heavy one-handed broadsword is an admirable weapon for a strong warrior. Quarks is the unit of measurement now. Your shield is made of hardwood and iron. It is both strong and heavy. Your chainmail armor is quite effective for protection, but it is very heavy. Your leather water skin is crucial adventuring equipment in the desert. You are carrying one full water skin. You still retain 233 golden coins from the land of Spielberg. Wow. Okay. And we don't have any golden dinars or brass centimes, if that's how I'm pronouncing those correctly. And we are only carrying 5 rations, so maybe we gave the rest to Ari the Hermit. Okay, talk to you, Shamin? Shamin, in the tongue of my kindred, means he of the lion. Wow, tell us about lions. We are kin, the lion tar race, and the kata. Lion tar, what even is that? That's new. Much happens in Shapeir. What would you have me tell you about, hero friend? Tell me a rumor. I have heard that the armies the Sultan sent to Razir were destroyed by a great wind. Interesting. Abdullah is the one to ask about that. Okay. Wind? Maybe that's a maybe that's a fart joke. I don't know. Shapeir, this city is but an island of beauty amidst the shifting sands and timeless mountains. And this inn, how did you get this set up so fast? This is truly what an inn should be, the center of all. With Shima to dance and the poet Omar to entertain, there will always be something of interest here. Shima, where is she? There is none in all Shapeir to compare to my beautiful and wondrous mate. Now that we're in Shapeir, actually, she said that she wouldn't dance in Spielberg, so now that we're here, no excuses. When Shima dances, fires awaken, at least for Kata. And then you mentioned a poet. Poetry is revered in this land. The words of the poet Omar speak both to the heart and to the mind. All right. Dinerzad. What is that? I think that might be the money changer. But yeah, the money changer will change the money of Spielberg for the coins of Shapeir. Finding her in Shapeir's maze of streets may be difficult without a map of the city. The street names may only provide you a limited means of orientation. Allow me to explain their meanings to you. Shamin spends some time making you familiar with the words that make up the names of Shapeir's streets. Oh, it's not going to be explained to me, but I guess Conrad knows now? I don't know. We are a little people and few, but like grains of sand, we will always belong to the desert. Okay, and then Bizarre. He's probably going to say the same thing, but in the plaza of the fountain and other plazas, the Kata merchants set up their shops. Kata are fine sellers of many things, for they know the true value of wealth. I was just thinking about, is it what's the name of Khajiit and Kata, right? Khajiit and Kata, they're kind of a similar vibe, right? I don't know which one came first here, but yeah, at least the stereotype, right, of them like trading and setting up shop, they're pretty similar. I should look that up and see which one actually came first. Wealth. To be truly wealthy, you must learn what it is to be content. Wise words. Thank you. Wait, I meant to ask about the fountain. The pathway to the fountain is north of our plaza. So there is I think he mentioned Plaza of the Fountain. So that is actually to the north. Okay. I did make, you guys can actually see my journal now. I do actually have one. And this map that I was attempting to make of the first game, I may actually have to do that for the second game because I'm not as familiar with this. So we'll see. We will see. Sands that change colors with the time of day, the desert is dear to our people. However, it is best viewed at night. It is hard to survive the heat of the sun. Are there monsters out there? Tell me about specific ones. There are many creatures in the desert who would seek to harm you. Great. Detail. That city used to be but a mirror to Shapeir. Now it is said that it is a foreshadow of what is to come. It is not good to speak of evil, but there is much of it in Razir. And Razir is just an anagram, I think, of Sierra, right? Sierra. I never understood that as a kid. I'm only recently figuring that out as an adult. And cool. And I don't know if there was like stuff going on there while they were developing. Um, is there symbolism in that? I have no idea. Or is it just part of the game? Spielberg. We journeyed to Spielberg to bring back a hero. And you did. Good job. Right. So say goodbye. Farewell, hero. It's not really very well, like, it's kind of hard to know that you can go this way to your room. Like, how would you know that? Like, he's gonna bow to me every time I leave. But this is our room. A lot more plush, right? A lot more of an upgrade than the first game. The display case near the entrance of the room allows the occupant to store large objects. Can we actually put something there? That'd be cool. Green curtains add to the color of the room. This room is significantly bigger than your room at the Hero's Tail Inn in Spielberg. The large bed in the center looks comfortable, and the interior of the room itself is surprisingly cool compared to the heat outside. A closet built into the wall allows the occupant of the room to store additional clothes. It is currently empty. The perfect place to take a nap after a hard day of adventuring. The skyline of the city is visible through the window. It, it is a storage facility with a near unlimited holding capacity, cleverly disguised as an ordinary wooden chest. This handy piece of furniture will allow you to store all those items that may come in handy later. I don't know if that existed in the first game, but basically we just have a storage chest for everything. Colorful rugs decorate the area around your bed and the chest. Lovely. Okay. Well, I don't think there's anything in there at the moment, but let's just check it out. We still have a bit more that we can carry. This doesn't actually tell us how much weight we have left to carry, but I think we can here. So yeah, we have about 800 quarks more that we can carry. So I'm not going to put anything away. I think we need all of this. So let's just keep going. Right. And let's head outside. We've seen that. You, stranger, you just in luck. I got everything you need right here. You need a map? I got a map. You need a compass? I got a compass. You need a souvenirs of Shapeir for friends and relatives? I got the best souvenirs in town. All right. One thing I really like about this game is that there's a lot more sense of life in this city than there was in the first game. Like, there's people walking around, people you can't even really talk to either. It's a local townsperson. Like, there's just people who don't give a shit about me, and I think that is cool. So it feels more like a bustling life. Here's a guard, one of the local guards. So this is a lot more advanced than the first game, right? A lot more dynamic. I don't remember if this is even true of the 5th game. I seem to remember that in Quest for Glory 5, you're the only person like moving around. But I could be wrong. There might be areas of the city where there are people, but okay. Well, let's talk to this guy because he's accosting us. The odd character at the stand seems vaguely familiar. Is he meant to be like a ripoff of someone? This kind of looks like, is that a map? No, I don't know. Let's talk to him. Let's actually save it. Ali Chica. Hello? You look like such a fine person. Have I got a deal for you? Special today only, I sell you a genuine, made in Japan, glow-in-dark turban which says my father went to Shapeir and all he brought me was... But maybe you gotta know kids. Then what do you want is what I got right here. A Shapeir in a bottle. You shake it and you see Shapeir in a sandstorm. I sell it just for you for only twice what it's worth. Who are you, sir? My name, he is Ali Chica. Alright. I sell you what you need. What more can you want? So these are things that are interesting to us, I suppose. The map, for sure. How you think you're going to find it yourself with no map? I sell you one cheap, only 100 centimes. Special edition today. Says that you are here with a big X. I want that for sure. The price of the map is 100 centimes. The price of the compass is 100 centimes. Compass. I read in the manual that we may need this for the desert, so we'll maybe come back to this one later. With a compass, you always know which way you're going. How many people you meet know that. I give you a compass. It only costs 100 centimes. This is finest souvenir stand in town. I personally guarantee it. This is also only souvenir stand in town. You need a souvenirs? I got them. How about a pair of glow-in-the-dark socks of Shapeir? This a way you no lose your feet at night. Stupid. All right. This a nicer town, a nicer land. Is this just like an Italian, like Mario stereotype? I think it has to be, right? What do you think of the inn? Have you ever been in there? You needed my map to find it. Really? It's just right there, sir. Okay, Plaza of the Fountain, that should just be north of here, right? The way to the fountain, take the road Junub to Reek. Keep going until you get wet. Then you find the fountain. Dinarzad. You want to find the money changers, right? No problem, boss. Well, you go north until you see a way to go left, and you take the way. Now you go until you see a way to go right, and you take that away. You go until you can see a way to go right, and you go to the right. Then you go until you can go to the right again. That's the right way. I'm not going to remember this. Go that way until you can turn right. Go right until you come to a place where you can go right again. Turn left. Follow the road and you can miss it. All right, I'm going to have to write this down now because I was not paying attention. But he actually is giving us instructions to her, so here we go. Okay, so north. And then left. And then you go right. And then right again. Then right. Okay. Right. And then left. Okay. I was gonna try and just do it without the map, but I have to actually listen to him. That is actually our time. So next time we will we'll finish talking to this guy, and then we will hopefully go get our money changed, buy a map, and continue exploring Shapeir. Thanks for joining, folks. Talk to you later.